This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good afternoon, my Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for October 5, 2023. And in the news this afternoon, PNP maintains a lead over JLP in party standings, says RJR Gleaner Don Anderson poll. The opposition People's National Party has maintained its lead over the Jamaica Labour Party based on voter intention. This is according to the findings of the latest RJR Gleaner Don Anderson poll, which shows that the PNP having a 3.4% lead over the JLP. Some 29.5% of respondents indicated that they would vote for the PNP as against the 26.1% for the JLP. This is a significant shift from the poll conducted July last year, which showed 31% of respondents indicating that they would vote for the JLP and 18% the PNP. But pollster Don Anderson says it is also useful to note the results of two polls conducted this year on behalf of the PNP. A poll conducted in February this year showed a statistical dead heat with the PNP at 28.1% and the JLP at 27.9%. Another poll carried out in June this year showed the PNP had moved ahead of the JLP by 5 percentage points, with 30.2% to the JLP's 25%. Mr. Anderson said based on the demographic profile of those surveyed, consistently across the four national polls, the JLP has strong support among the 18 to 35 age cohort, while for the PNP, support is strongest among people 55 to 64 years and older. But it would appear that both the parties have significant work to do in convincing those voters who are still on the fence. This, as 23.8% of respondents indicated that they were not sure who would get their X, while a closer 20.6% said that they would not vote. Based on last year's results, the number of eligible voters who are uncertain has increased by 6.8%, while the number of those who will not vote has decreased by 13.4%. Last year, 17% of respondents said they were not sure who they would be voting for, while 34% indicated that they would not be casting a ballot. The latest poll was conducted over the period August 30 to September 14, 2023, among 1,010 people 18 years and older who were registered to vote in the area in which they lived. The margin of error was plus or minus 3%. In the meantime, voter turnout in the next election is predicted at more than 40%, slightly higher than the record low 38% turnout for the last general election in 2020. According to the latest RJR Gleaner Don Anderson poll, 37% of respondents are likely to vote if an election is called now. 19% said they may go out to vote. When we accumulate that and add to that the vote intent from about maybe 25 or 30 constituency polls over the last 6 months, we arrive at 44 to 45% who are likely to vote, and therefore we expect that the voter turnout for the next election is going to be greater than it was certainly in the last election, Mr. Anderson asserted. He cautioned that the voter intent is generally higher than the actual turnout for various reasons. 25% of those polled have indicated that they definitely will not be going out to vote. NIA recommends a stronger enforcement of parliamentary powers. The National Integrity Action says that there needs to be stronger enforcement of the powers of the legislative arm of the government. This was disclosed during Wednesday morning's presentation of the findings and recommendations from the SANCOS project, which assessed the strength and effectiveness of the country's parliamentary oversight processes. The SANCOS project was funded by the European Union and is the largest Transparency International project, which covers oversight assessment for some 26 nations. It seeks to enhance democratic accountability globally. Founding Director of NIA, Professor Trevor Monroe, said that there is an urgent need to address deficiencies surrounding the use of parliamentary tools and the powers available to members.
We have to acknowledge far less positive elements, far less positive utilization of the tools and powers available to the Parliament in exercising parliamentary oversight. Our assessment is that parliamentary oversight is significantly debilitating and is in urgent need of improvement in a number of areas. Our findings relate to four particular deficiencies. Firstly, the tabling and answering of parliamentary questions. In the parliamentary year 2021-2022, MPs tabled 21 questions. Of these, 12 were answered within the time frame required by the standing orders. Not adequate, but not as bad as it could be.
Witness claims a fear of Beachy caused him to falsify testimony. A former employee of Portland, the businessman Everton Beachy Stout McDonald's, claimed that he lied to the police in his first statement because he did not want to meet a fate similar to that some of his co-workers who had crossed his boss had suffered. "I lied in the first statement based on witnessing things he had done to other workers," the witness said during re-examination by the prosecutor when asked why he had lied to the police during the ongoing trial into the death of Tonia McDonald, the former wife of Everton. The witness, who previously testified that he and McDonald shared a father-son relationship and that he was his right-hand man, however, did not provide further details on what had been done to his co-workers. Yesterday, while undergoing a cross-examination from McDonald's lawyer, Christopher Townsend, the witness admitted that he had lied in his first statement to the police. He, however, claimed that the second statement contained the truth. McDonald and his co-accused Oscar Barnes are currently on trial in the Home Circuit Court for the murder of the 32-year-old businesswoman. Tonia was found in her car with her throat slashed, and the car had been set ablaze along a deserted road in Sherwood Forest in Portland on July 20, 2020. The witness, who claimed he initially did not like Tonia but had eventually bonded with her after a while, was arrested and charged with accessory to murder after her death. However, the court heard that he struck a plea deal with the prosecution and gave them a second statement. The witness also rejected a suggestion that he never showed the police where he had destroyed several phones and had thrown away a gun that Beachy had given him. The witness also insisted that he was telling the truth about being shown a naked picture of Tonia by her husband. "There was no conversation between you and Mr. Mack about him burning up his wife," Townsend said to the witness, who did not agree. "Neither did Mr. Mack tell you that he wanted to kill anybody," the lawyer continued. "No, sir. He told me about several people that he wanted to kill," the witness replied. But before completing his cross-examination, the witness rejected a suggestion that all that he said in his evidence implicating Beachy was a lie. Meanwhile, further during yesterday's proceeding, the court heard that Tonia suffered 10 knife wounds, including a cut throat wound. The knife wounds were mainly to her upper body. She also had burns to her chest and a punctured trachea. This after her post-mortem report, which was agreed by the defense and the prosecution, was read into evidence. Based on the report, her cause of death was as a result of an incised wound to her neck and multiple stab wounds. A contract killer who is already serving 19 years and 10 months' time for the role he played in Tonia's murder is expected to start giving evidence today when the trial is resumed. Devlin Bubble Minot had reportedly entered into an arrangement with McDonald to kill his wife for $3 million, but subcontracted another person to carry out the killing. Attorneys at law John Jacobs, Earl Hamilton, and Courtney Rowe are also representing McDonald, while Ernest Davis is representing Barnes. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.